technical session of today's session, that is HUF and Trust a Tax Planning Tool. And for the same, we have with us Honorable Past President Sir CA Sunil Talati Sir from Ahmedabad. And before starting the session, मेरे हिसाब से सर के परिचय की आवश्यकता नहीं है, पर just in briefing, I am giving the intro of the sir. Sir is well-known chartered accountant, has been elected as president of the ICAI for the year 2007-8. He was elected as vice president of the ICAI for 2006-7, and it is for the first time in the 60 years history of the ICAI, a CA from Gujarat has been elected as a president. Sir is MCOM qualified, LLB, FCA, graduated from HL College of Commerce, held various posts of office bearers like secretary, treasurer, vice president, etc. in Rotary Club, Juniors Club, and Juniors Chamber. He was elected as first Rotary Governor in India. Sir is doing...
Kindly make it very short, my dear, please.
Sure, sir. So, sir is doing business. Sir is doing practice under the name Talati and having head office at the Ahmedabad. So, without taking much time, I directly invite you, sir. Please enlighten us with your experience and knowledge.
Ankushji, just for the information of our all members, what we are using today as a prefix CA Kirti Joshi, CA Kemisha Soni. So that's prefix launched at the time when Sir was president of ICAI CA. So just I would like to mention about that. And also, Sir, your contribution in our core ethical standard board regarding specifically judgment that decisions related to derivative trading, what we have given relaxations to our members in the form of investment also passed in council. So we will definitely, sir, framing certain FAQs. So sir was as a co-opted member in last year our ethical standard board, and he has contributed a lot. Sir, thank you very much. And once again, welcome in our Indore branch, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, only one thing I would like to add, Kamisha, that besides CAFX, the CA logo which you are seeing,
yes,
was designed during my tenure from Ahmedabad NID division. And I think today it is absolutely popular among all chartered accountants.
Yes.
Every CA are using that CA logo with great pride. And that gives me immense satisfaction about the fraternity service.
Yeah,
well,
and
very
branding
good evening
itself,
to all of...
Sir, branding also of our profession in society.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Well, I was really happy to learn the nice figure 6543. It is reverse of 3456. So that is the participant. I think it must be a record for the year 2021. I don't think I have addressed so many webinars, but this is a record presence and I feel really elevated. And I convey my deep sense of thanks to Kamisha and entire Indore branch for giving this opportunity. Let me start, friends, just taking your 5 minutes. That yesterday was 1st July. And you will be surprised and happy and proud to know absolutely that right from Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Finance Minister, Honorable Home Minister, Honorable Commerce Minister, and 11 other ministers had given us compliments by tweet on Twitter. Now that speaks volume about our profession. They have given great regards and respect to our profession. That's a very important point. Second, when this problem of portal was there by Infosys and a whole June went without anything, our institute council member represented all these problems before our finance minister. And she was so happy and so impressed that for 10 minutes, she praised the council member and council for such a wonderful output. So you will appreciate and in turn feel very proud that yes, this is what I am. This is what I'm a chartered accountant. And therefore I say that yes, I adore my profession. I salute my institute. I respect my council because council is enhancing our image. And I'm proud to be a chartered accountant. So you should all be proud to be chartered accountant. But then let me tell you, these are the times which are of challenging times. A wonderful presentation was made on GST, where lively issues were discussed. And GST is an issue that right from 2017, again on 1st July, till date, there are issues and problems. And every time council is trying to address, but there are tremendous problems going on with regard to GST on various compliance. And therefore, let me tell you, with utmost respect and regards, no threats, not giving you any afraid, that the time of service of compliance is going to be eroded. Gone are the days of compliance practice. Now the practice will be of consultation, advisory, management consultancy, and in turn tax consultancy and other advices. So I am really happy that we have gathered in such a big number. We should be equipped because now everything is online, faceless assessment, faceless appeal, tribunal will be faceless, GST is online, tax audit limit is increased to 10 crore, GST audit is done away with. So compliance practice is reducing and therefore we have to be prepared with up-to-date knowledge and advisory to our clients. And mind well, my dear young friends, particularly, advisory does not mean that you advise only when the client asks. Suo moto, you in turn, you should advise your client based on the consultation, based on his accounts, based on his family background, based on his turnover, based on his income tax return, what he should plan and what he should not. And one of the finest tool of tax planning, which I am now going to deal, is with regard to the status of HUF, Hindu Undivided Family. This HUF has not been separately defined under any direct tax income tax act. It is purely a code. And you will be surprised, the finest book on Hindu law has been written by Mr. Mullah, a Muslim, who has given the best treatise on Hindu law. It may be not possible for all of you now to read that Hindu law, but you must understand the concept of Hindu law. Fundamentally, you have to be Hindu. Secondly, you have to be a family. And third, undivided means you have to be a joint. If these three criteria are met with, you are an Hindu undivided family. And what is family? Family means plurality of persons. So moment you are two or more, you are a family. And moment you are a Hindu undivided family. If husband and wife are staying together, it is an Hindu undivided family. So be very clear. And what does HUF consist? HUF consists of all lineal male descendants of common ancestor. It includes their wives and unmarried daughters. ऊपर से नीचे आके सब unmarried daughters, wife and children up to 3 levels are included in that. So that 3 levels, father, grandfather, great grandfather, son, undivided family. And be very clear, on the death of the father, that is called karta, family does not come to an end. If there are other children, family continues. And the senior most male member becomes the karta. तो फादर की डेथ होने से HUF खत्म नहीं होता है. सबसे बड़ा सीनियर मेल मेंबर, जैसे अपने हिंदू रिवाज में बोलते हैं सबसे बड़ा बेटा बाप की जगह ले रहा है. Same is the concept of Hindu law. As I said, it has been settled by tradition and system. So eldest son becomes the karta. So if HUF may consist lineal descendant, it may consist of collaterals and get snapped, and lower ones come into existence and becomes the joint. जैसे जैसे बेटा पैदा होता है वो हिंदू अनडिवाइडेड फैमिली का मेंबर बनते जाता है. कंसेप्ट आपके माइंड में क्लियर हो रहा चाहिए कि यस, हिंदू अनडिवाइडेड फैमिली मींस अ फैमिली एंड हिंदू. Now let me go to the main point. Who are Hindu? It was the decision of Champa Devi. Those who are interested may note down because these are fundamental 5-7 decisions I am going to quote so that आपके माइंड में ये पूरा घुस जाए. 83 ITR पेज 720 सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बोला कलकत्ता हाई कोर्ट के डिसीजन के बेस पे कि जैन्स आर आल्सो हिंदू. As you all know, Jains on the other side are claiming minority, or under constitution Jains are enjoying minority, but by virtue of this decision Jains are also Hindu. So all those who profess Hinduism, follow the system of Hindu, are including Jains, Sikhs and Buddhists, they all are considered to be Hindu. So जो भी हिंदू है वो और फैमिली है वो HUF बन गया. और हिंदू HUF में क्या है? Co-personally, in as much as a narrower concept, HUF family includes only male members earlier who acquire an interest in the family property by birth. जैसे ही हस्बैंड एंड वाइफ को बेटा हुआ वो HUF का मेंबर बन गया. जैसे ही डॉटर की बर्थ हुई, she becomes the member of the HUF. And this HUF would be a joint family for father, as I told you, son, grandson, and great grandson. So up to 3 lineal descendant, and on top 3 upper ascendant is a joint Hindu undivided family. And what are the basic 3 ingredients you must know in Hindu undivided family? First is Karta, second is co-partner, and third is a member. So eldest male member is a Karta. फैमिली में बाप बराबर है, बेटा कभी बाप नहीं बन सकता, हम लाइटली बोलते हैं. So father is always a Karta. He is the manager of the family and he is under complete control and power to manage the entire income and funds of the Hindu undivided family. And I'll come to the amendment of daughter later on, but all sons, male sons, were considered to be co-partner, and daughters and wife were considered to be a member till the amendment came, which I will detail on. So this is very important. Now let me deal with you 4 or 5 decisions which are very important. Again, now we have no need to have ITR or CTR. On Google, if you will just click, you will get this decision. The most important decision is of Gauli Budana, 60 ITR, page 293, Supreme Court. के अंदर हिंदू law, joint family may consist of a single male member. बेटा है, फादर है, वाइफ है और बेटी है, तो भी वो HUF हो गया. उनके पास क्या था, एक मुद्दा बन करके फैमिली थी और फादर की डेथ हो गई. So income earlier was assessed in the hands of the HUF. Father, wife, husband, wife and daughter. Father की डेथ हो गई, तो ITO ने बोला कि now it is individual. But the Supreme Court matter went and said, no, though there are one son and one daughter and mother, therefore son will become the Karta in individual income. So once placed in HUF, if father dies, male son dies, HUF continues and it does not comes to an end. That's what most important thing you have to remember. The second decision is of Virappa Chettiar, 76 ITR 467 Supreme Court, where held that even when a joint family is reduced only to female members, it would continue. Father थे, husband था, wife थी और daughter था, उनका HUF था. Father की death होगी, and ITO said it is closed, and the Supreme Court said no, this widow has a right to get remarried. जब वो शादी करेगी तो इसका HUF बनेगा, और जब तक वो शादी नहीं करती है, she has a right to continue that HUF status. Moment she gets married, the HUF becomes live. Instead of X, now new husband, Y will become the Karta, but the family funds would continue in the hands of HUF. So this is very important, you have to keep in mind. And in Gujarat High Court decision, Arvind Junjunwala, 223 ITR, page 45. वहां बोला कि moment you are married, you are an HUF, and you need not wait for a son or a daughter to be born. So this is very important concept. Though I would not say to start with immediately, later on, but concept is कि ऊपर से आ रहा है, बेटे के पास आया, जब तक शादी नहीं थी, it is individual. Moment he gets married, it becomes a family, and therefore what he receives from the father ancestral property is in the character and nature of Hindu undivided family. And another important decision is of N.V. Narendranath, 74 ITR, page 190, again Supreme Court. Husband, wife and daughter, this is sufficient to form an HUF. There is no need to have son. पहले क्या था गौली बुदाना में कि नहीं, एक सन तो चाहिए ही. गौली बुदाना and Surjitlal Chavda, 101 ITR, page 776. ये चार judgment आप पढ़ लो, you will be in a position to digest what is HUF, what is co-custody, what is Karta, and what is member. And this is what you must all appreciate, that yes, I must have an HUF. The problem it is, अरे मेरा तो HUF ही नहीं है, मेरे client का HUF ही नहीं है. कभी गलती से भी ये मत बोलना HUF नहीं है. जैसे ही आपकी शादी हो गई, जैसे ही आपके क्लाइंट की शादी हो गई या उसके बाद बेटा बेटी हो गया, उनका HUF हो गया. आपने एज ए सीए उनको एडवाइस नहीं दिया कि HUF की इनकम टैक्स की फाइल कैसे बनानी है, HUF में फंड कैसे लाना है. Chartered accountants, hundreds of chartered accountants are practicing after becoming CA, then getting married, then getting child. He said, मेरा तो HUF है ही नहीं. अरे भैया आपका HUF है. What is not there is absence of fund and absence of income, absence of income tax file, absence of PAN, and absence of being an SSC. That is what my endeavor is, to tell you how you will be in a position to do this. So how you do that is very important. So be clear, case laws, whatever is inherited whatever is inherited from father, father's father, or great grandfather, ancestral property always partakes the character of HUF property. And therefore, you must appreciate and understand Hindu Succession Act. Section 15 and Section 16 of Hindu Succession Act, उसमें क्लियर लिखा है कि प्रॉपर्टी अगर हिंदू अगर कोई करता है, फैमिली का चीफ है, और अगर उसकी डेथ होती है और विल नहीं बनाया, तो हाउ द प्रॉपर्टी विल बी डिवाइडेड, टेबल 1 एंड टेबल 2, एंड उसमें सबके रिलेटिव लिखे हैं. अगर सन है तो सन को कितना जाएगा, विडो है तो विडो को कितना जाएगा, डॉटर है तो डॉटर किसको जाएगा, सन नहीं है और डॉटर हो जाएगा. So this table you must understand. It is very clearly defined. So you can advise your client also accordingly with regard to how the property will devolve in the hands of lineal successor later on. So that is very important with regard to HUF. Now let me come to you. I'll be going a little bit fast because I'm short of time. Most important thing that has happened in India is the amendment on 9/9/2009. And Section 6 of Hindu Succession Act has been amended by Parliament. And that says that a daughter in the Hindu Undivided is a co-partner and not a member. Be very clear. 9/9/2009 के बाद, a daughter born in Hindu family is a co-partner. Prior to that, she was only a member. उसका दो ही राइट था. अगर वो मेंबर थी तो उसको पढ़ाने का खर्चा, उसका शादी का खर्चा, मेंटेनेंस का खर्चा फैमिली के फंड से, हिंदू HUF के फंड से करना कंपलसरी था फादर के लिए, कर्ता के लिए. That was her right. For widow, the wife, she is still a member. She is not a co-partner. और उसका right है being maintained all throughout her life. So far she stays with the husband. This was the same position for daughter. But from 9/9/2009, now daughter is a co-partner. So if you in your CA, as a CA or your client, are having a husband, wife and a daughter, there is an HUF. Husband, wife and son, there is an HUF. Husband, wife, son and daughter, there is an HUF. Be very clear. And therefore, you have to see that, yes, how the fund is created. How do you generate the fund? As I told you, one is from upstairs, second is from side. So many of your clients might have told you how they have received the fund. Death हो गई, जो भी मिला, individual he becomes the owner of that. अपने नाम पे सब property कर दी. So you are also offering the same in the balance sheet and income and in wealth as the personal income. But if it is received from ancestral property, it partakes the character of Hindu Undivided family HUF property. So whatever is received from top father, father's father or great grandfather partakes the character of HUF. So ये जो आता है आपको HUF हो गया. Point 2. I'll be dealing with the will and discussing it later on. But moment a person dies and in the will he says, all this property of mine, itni jewelry, itna mera dhanda, ye mera bangla, ye mere shares, I am giving hereby and bequeathing the same to my son's HUF, to my elder son HUF को इतना, second son को इतना, third son जिसकी शादी नहीं हुई है, or again at the time of my death also if he is not married, it is going to his HUF, and moment he gets married, that much which is mentioned in the will partake the character of HUF. So this is how you can plan, and you have to see that son, whatever he receives, एक separate set of books बनाइए, separate set रखिए. This is what is received from ancestor or from the will, it is HUF. Moment he gets married, it becomes HUF property, एक separate चालू. This is so far as what whosoever your clients have received, you have evidence with regard to showing that it is received from ancestral property under succession. Therefore, it partakes the character of HUF. But what if you now don't have evidence, you have missed the bus, everything is shown in individual. Now you have a client who has husband, wife and daughter, or who has husband, wife and son, or who have husband, wife, son and daughter. So there is an HUF. Don't say मेरा HUF नहीं है, HUF बनाने का काम करता क्या है, उसने फैमिली बना दिया. काम है वो HUF में इनकम लाने का. Now how do you get the income? ऊपर से तो आ नहीं रहा है, so you have to bring it from side. How do you get it? From side, by way of gift or by way of will, as I told you. Will be possible only where factually someone is dying or is about to die and you give it to HUF. But existing, no question of any death, and you want to have fund in the HUF, how do you get it? You get it by way of gift. अपने किसी रिलेटिव को या फ्रेंड को बोलो कि मुझे 50,000 गिफ्ट करें. सेक्शन 56 सबसेक्शन 2 क्लॉज 10 के हिसाब से up to 50,000 rupees of gift is exempt. So HUF received 50,000, no gift tax, no income tax, and HUF received 50,000. मार्च में 50,000 ले लिया, अप्रैल में 50,000 ले लिया, 1 लाख का फंड हो गया. Start generating income from 1 lakh of rupees. Nowadays, with so lower rate of return, 1 lakh में मेरा क्या होगा? HUF का क्या होगा? So then you have to plan larger. How do you plan? HUF does not have any taxable income. So instead of 50,000, you can get a gift up to 3 lakhs. 3 lakh की gift मिली HUF को. 50,000 is exempt. So balance taxable is 2,50,000. Up to 2,50,000, there is no income tax. So income is nil. So 3 lakh मार्च में आ गया, 3 lakh अप्रैल में जून में आ गए. 6 lakhs rupees is available with HUF. From that HUF, you start generating income. Now the next question is, how do I do it? Gift can be from a friend, gift can be from a relative, other than from the father himself. So if father gives gift to his own HUF, section 64 would apply. The father can certainly give to the son's HUF. Mother can give gift to the son's HUF. Sister can give her gift to the brother's HUF. That is possible. Now comes the question, and if you don't have, you have a good friend, you have a good well-wisher who can give the gift. Let it be added under 56, up to 3 lakh of rupees, no income tax. And you file the return of income as nil. Now you have 3 or 6 or 1 lakh of rupees. Now you start generating income. Now, how you generate the income? A number of ways. You deposit in the bank account, you get bank interest. You invest in shares, you get dividend. You buy shares and sell shares, you have short-term capital gain. You purchase the shares, invest them for more than 12 months, sell them, you have long-term capital gain. So this kind of income can be earned. So income from salary cannot be earned, but income from other sources can be earned. Now, income from business or profession. How does HUF does the business? So now you have 6 lakhs of rupees. Go to the bank. Give a declaration. I am owner of 6 lakhs of this declaration of gift. जो गिफ्ट देता है उससे डिक्लेरेशन ले लेना है. I, Sunil Talati, hereby give gift of Joshi HUF consisting of Mr. Joshi, Mrs. Joshi, and his son X of rupees 3 lakhs. And it is given to him as a karta of his HUF and not in individual capacity. Joshi will confirm, I, Joshi, hereby confirm that I have received a gift of 3 lakh from Sunil Talati in capacity as karta of my HUF. That declaration, you give it to the bank will open the account. 6 lakh रुपए का आपका बैंक अकाउंट खुल गया. You can start proprietary business. You can start trade. You can start industry. You borrow more money from the bank. Now there are questions coming because I have delivered lecture earlier. Some of the banks do not give loan to the HUF on the ground that a subsequent karta or subsequent co-pastor, and it is difficult to deliver. But there are a number of banks who are giving the loans. There are a number of other non-nationalized banks who are also giving loan to HUF. The moment you have the 6 lakhs of funds, either borrow from bank or borrow from others. Even individual, if you have sufficient fund, individual can give loan to HUF with interest, without interest, at a lesser rate of interest. Individual की income ज़्यादा है, 6% पे interest दे दो, 3% पे दे दो, without interest दे दो. If it is your own money, there will be no disallowance under section 14A. There will be no disallowance under section 36(1)(3). So individual or other members of the family can give interest-free loan to HUF, and HUF can earn the business income, proprietary concern. Or secondly, enter into partnership. In partnership deed, it must be clearly mentioned. Mr. Sunil Talati, he is hereby admitted as a partner in capacity as karta of his HUF. This recital must be there. That's the first condition. And second condition, when you are partner in a partnership firm as HUF, HUF must bring the fund of HUF. Otherwise, the income will not be in the hands of the HUF. So HUF ka fund or partnership deed may recital that he is joining as a partner in the firm. Whatever the income is received by the firm, if HUF is 50% partner or 30% partner, everything will come to the HUF. HUF will generate the income. Now be very careful. Remuneration to partner. If in partnership firm you have a clause of remuneration, well, remuneration is always by individual efforts. So if a remuneration is paid, then that will be taxed in the hands of individual. It will be certainly allowed under section 40 in the hands of the partnership firm in the income of the HUF. And therefore, you have to be careful while drafting the partnership. That's the second most important point with regard to earning the sharing. And once you are a partner, once you are a proprietor and using the funds of HUF, it is very clear, without any doubt, that will be the income of an HUF. So earn capital gain, earn business income, earn proprietary or for partnership, and that will be available. Be careful. You can't have commission income. Commission is again a personal income, personal effort. Either buyer hai, either seller hai, you have acted as a middleman, or aapko commission mil gaya. That is personal efforts. So don't get commission note, commission credit note and generate the income. I would never advise them. There should be genuine commission if you are a deal trader agent. That yes, I am an agent, but if the buyer does not give money to the supplier, I am responsible. HUF fund will be paid to the buyer. Then in such case, the commission income may be proved to be of HUF. But otherwise, if it is not so, and you cannot prove by evidences, commission income will be taxed in the hands of individual and not HUF. So don't do that for the purpose of HUF tax planning. So this is very important. Have the income from vertical. If you don't have vertical income, have the funds from horizontal and start generating income. Now let's talk about the professional. For a chartered accountant, for your doctor client, for your lawyer client, for your architect client, how do you augment or generate income in the hands of HUF? For a chartered accountant, I cannot do the business. Our code of ethics, Kamishaji is there. I was chairman of the ethical standard board. Unless I receive it from the father and compulsion is there, I am the only son, I am the only karta, then with the permission of council, you can have the income of HUF. Without that, you can't have the income in the hands of the HUF if you are a chartered accountant. But then, as a chartered accountant, if your income is more, you are generating more income, it needs to be appropriately tax planning. How do you do it? If you buy an office, don't buy in the name of individual. Buy the office in the name of HUF. And let your proprietary concern or partnership firm give rent to the HUF. If you are buying computer, if you are buying other machineries, if you are buying car, buy in the name of the HUF and take the rent in the hands of individuals. X-ray machine, MRI machine, all kind of machinery can be purchased by doctors HUF and individual doctor lawyers. All this kind of planning is available legally within the four corners. Honorable Minister addressed the council. He said there are tremendous regards to the profession of chartered accountancy. But don't try to circumvent and find out loopholes in Income Tax Act and create problem by which we have to come out with the amendment retrospectively or prospectively and increase the income. You all must have noticed this year's Income Tax Act of 2021 is the thickest and heaviest since I started my practice 45 years before. So that's the consequence of various amendments from time to time because the circumventing and loophole planning was being done. We are not doing that. We are doing what is absolutely available within the four corners of law. Once you are an HUF, income up to 2,50,000 not taxable, then again you have three taxable entity. You get entire deduction under Chapter 6A, 1,50,000 plus additional 50,000. That exemption is available to HUF. You can invest other than PPF in LIC in various investment where deduction under Chapter 6A are available. So वो भी पूरा HUF में ले लीजिए. That is what is available. Now the next point comes to is with regard to the partition. HUF बन गया, HUF है आपके client के पास, HUF में every year income is generated, HUF is becoming rich and wealthy. There is husband, wife, son 1, son 2 and daughter. Because of the increase in the demand and increase in the income and fund of the HUF. Son की दाना बिगड़ती है, son का nature खराब है. For the father, I want to separate from you. I don't want to stay with you. Father बोलता है जाओ, नहीं. This is HUF property. आपकी अकेले की नहीं है, आपके बाप ने कमाई है, आपके बाप के बाप ने कमाई है. मेरा इसमें right है. So he has a right of partition. And under the law, जितने member है उनके proportionate में right उसका बनता है. So if son says I want my share, husband, wife, 2 sons and a daughter, there are 5 members, I have 1/5 right. अपने पास 50 लाख रुपए की प्रॉपर्टी है, मुझे 10 लाख दे दो, my 1/5 share. Father has to do what? He has to compulsory do the partition. इसको 50 लाख 10 लाख दे दिया, 50 लाख में से 40 लाख मेरे पास रह गया. That can be done by partition deed. So you have to execute a deed of partition. But you have total HUF fund of 50 lakh. And you are only partitioning 10 lakh to one son because he wants to go out. Under civil law, it is fine, it is possible. But under Income Tax Act, section 171, subsection 9 says, you cannot do partial partition. You have 50 lakhs of rupees and you are only doing partial partition of 10 lakh to one of the co-partner. Balance you are continuing. That is discontinued from 1998 amendment in section 171(9). Why? Again, as you all know, Ahmedabad is known to be Makkah of tax planning. So this tax planning was innovated in Ahmedabad, that if you have पहले partial partition possible था कि चल तू 10 लाख ले जा निकल, 5 लाख ले जा और निकल. Now what happened prior to 98 in Ahmedabad, many multiple HUF was created. Husband, wife, son 1, son 2 and daughter. So father will do the partial partition. 50 lakh hai, 10 lakh I am giving to my son, my daughter and my wife. So ये तीन का एक HUF बन गया. Then another 5 lakh I am giving to son 2, daughter and myself. एक दूसरा HUF बन गया. Another 5 lakh I am giving to myself, my wife and 2 sons. एक तीसरा HUF बन गया. Another 5 lakh I am giving to myself, my daughter, son and son. एक चौथा HUF बन गया. So like that, multiple partitions were doing and multiple HUF were created. And this became a havoc, so much abuse of law because the partial partition was allowable. The act was amended and this now partial partition is not possible. So friends, be very clear. Once there is an HUF, झगड़ा भी होता है फैमिली में, HUF का total partition करना पड़ेगा, पूरी property सबको बांट देनी पड़ेगी. And under Hindu law, a karta can do total partition in equal proportion or unequal proportion also if other members agree. So अगर daughter अच्छी है तो बोलती है ठीक है पापा इसको 10 लाख नहीं 15 लाख दे दो, मुझे 5 लाख दोगे तो चलेगा, और मुझे 1 रुपया भी नहीं दोगे तो भी चलेगा, जो भी है 2 बेटों में बांट दो. I am happy with whatever I have. So that unequal partition total is possible under the law, and you have to advise your client based on the facts and circumstances, dispute or decision that we want to close the HUF. This total partition is possible. The moment you do total partition, give X amount to A, Y amount to B, nothing to daughter, something to wife, and balance you keep with yourself. They will all be in the individual capacity. In the hands of son, it will be going in the nature of HUF because he is receiving on partition as an ancestral property. तो वो son के हाथ में HUF हो जाएगा, son का HUF बन जाएगा. This is another query coming that father is there, father died, son 1 है, son 2 है, and son 1 because of the father died, son 1 becomes the karta. So he is the karta of his father HUF, his mother, his brother and sister, and he is also karta of his HUF, him himself, his wife and his daughter or his son. The person can be karta of 2 HUF also under Hindu law, no problem. Be very clear. Last point is, you have funds in the HUF, you cannot do partial partition, but still you want to give something to one of the co-partner, one of the member. How do you give it? Very few chartered accountants in the country are aware of this, or even the benefit of section 10. Section 10 says, as you know, income which does not form part of total income. यानी जो भी section 10 में से income आती है is excludable in the total income. वो competition में जाएगी नहीं. So section 10 subsection 2 says that if any co-partner receives any amount from the Hindu undivided family out of the income of the HUF, that amount received in the hands of the co-partner or a member is exempt. Under section 10(2), अगर आपके पास पिछले साल की 15 लाख की इनकम है, उसके अगले साल की 15 लाख की इनकम है, और 30 लाख में से आपको एक बेटे को, if you want to give 10 lakhs, you can give under section 10 into bracket 2. You have to give a declaration. I, as Karta of HUF, is hereby giving this 10 lakh rupees to my son, being co-pastor of my family. Son has to give a declaration. Yes, I am receiving this 10 lakh out of the income of the Hindu undivided family, being co-pastor of my father's HUF. That is exempt under section 10, section 2. So this is very important, friend, with the income of HUF. If you are feeling you or your client may get disturbed by substantial wealth or substantial generation of funds in the hands of HUF. So this is what is most important and you should do. So be very clear. Ancestral property, Hindu Succession Act, up to 3 degree up to 3 degree down, whatever is received is HUF. If HUF is, जो हिंदी में बोलते हैं लुखा है, कुछ है नहीं उसके पास, तो साइड से मंगवाइए, साइड से लीजिए, HUF का फंड बनाइए, HUF की इनकम बनाइए, HUF का पेन लीजिए, HUF का 10 लीजिए, and start generating income in the hands of the HUF. And you have one more person in your family without being actual physical person available. So this is the biggest advantage that is available to a Hindu undivided family. And I would strongly recommend that yes, one should plan the affairs in such a manner that what is available as a joint family should be there. This would increase the togetherness, brotherhood, fraternity amongst the family. So it's a double advantage that you have one taxable entity, plus you remain joint. There is a bond between the family of being together, being an undivided family, and getting stronger and stronger. So it is interest of not only to be a Hindu nation, but to be a Hindu undivided family. You generate such Hindu undivided family status, help your clients, and advise accordingly. So that is so far as the HUF is concerned. A few times are available. I don't know how many questions are issued by the organizer on chat, but if there are any, I'd be happy to answer that. But let me now just hurriedly take you to the tax planning through trust. Trust
So
are of
we
two
have
kinds. Fundamentally, you should know what is trust. Section 160, 161 of the Income Tax Act. Settler has a trust on someone. I am trusting someone. Therefore, I am settling my property to them. They are my trustees. And I want to settle the property for somebody's benefit. Who are those somebody? They could be my son, my daughter, both son and daughter, my future generation, my existing generation, who are called the beneficiaries. So in trust, just like HUF, Karta, co-pastor and member, in trust you have settler, you have trustees, and you have beneficiaries. Beneficiaries could be your family member, and trustees could be your friends or even family member. This is how a trust is created. There are two kinds of trust. One is a specific trust, another is a discretionary trust. Specific trust means you decide who are the beneficiaries. My first son 1, son 2, and my daughter, and my wife. So there are 4 beneficiaries. You are specifically mentioned the right in the income and right in the trust fund, 25% each. So that is called specific trust. Now you settle 10 lakh or let us say 50 lakh in that. An entire 50 lakh is deposited with the outsider with an interest of 15%. So 7,50,000 rupees is the income. That 7,50,000 income in the hands of the specific trust, 7 lakh for income, and on 7,50,000 after basic deduction or other exemptions, you file the return of trust and pay the tax. That is option 1. Or you have another option that you don't file the return of the trust, 7,50,000 divided by 4, and each one of them offer that income in their individual income tax return, being 25% share received from this trust as specific 25%. Problem in section 160 and the specific trust to be settled during lifetime, that if you settle it for your minor son, minor daughter or wife, provision of section 64 applies. So income is clubbed in your hands. There is no effectively tax benefit. And therefore, that tax planning is just not there available now. And people are also not doing. You also, most of you out of 6,000 plus, hardly 6 persons must have, 6 chartered accountants must have done it. But now people are doing it. Why? Because since last 3 years, there is a rumor that estate duty, inheritance tax may come again. And therefore, if I have a lot of money, if I have 10 crore or 50 crore with me, and if I die tomorrow, then on 50 crore, government would levy inheritance tax or estate duty, which was as big as 60% when estate duty was there, abolished in 1987. Now, again, if it comes back, then 50 or 60% government would take it. Instead of that, let me reduce this wealth from me and settle in a specific trust. So, एक fashion चली है अभी. Only I would say multi-millionaire, or rather multi-billionaires only are doing it. Those who have property in crores, they are settling specific trust during their lifetime for the benefit of their son, daughter, minor son, daughter, or wife, so that my wealth, that personal wealth is reduced and chances of estate duty or inheritance tax is minimized. That's a different story. Most of us won't have these multi-billionaires client, and let us not talk about settling any specific trust. So no tax planning nowadays available for a specific trust. But the biggest tax planning available is about a discretionary trust. And what is discretionary trust? As the word itself says, a discretion is given to the trustees to whom to give and how much to give and when to give. एक discretion दे दिया trustees को. So there is a settler, he settles a trust and discretionary trust. You can pay to my son, my son's wife, my second son's wife, my daughter, my wife, or to none of them, or to all of them, in whatever proportion you want. Section 161 says, if you are having a discretionary trust, then it will be taxed at maximum marginal rate. Maximum marginal rate earlier was 30% for surcharge, but since last year, now they have increased the rate of tax for highest bracket. So now maximum marginal rate is 42.74%. For discretionary trust, during the lifetime बनाओगे, तो 42% tax लग जाएगा. And then income can be distributed to anybody, beneficiaries, in this year or next year. Accumulation के बाद भी आप दे सकते हो. They will not pay any tax on that because trust has already paid tax. But what is the purpose of settling a discretionary trust during the lifetime? Therefore, the provision in section 161 that if there is a discretionary trust created through will, and only one such trust is there, then such discretionary trust will not be taxed at maximum marginal rate. So friends, be very clear, all those my learned chartered accountants are listening this, who have their clients, elder parents, or those who have passed 65 plus, advise them to make a will. And if they are rich, they are not multi-millionaire, but reasonable millionaire or rich, advise them to create a discretionary trust through will. And in that you mentioned, suppose he has 1 crore rupees, mention that my house of 20 lakhs I'm giving to son, my so much jewelry I'm giving to my daughter, and that after my death, it will go to my daughter. But balance 50 lakhs of shares, securities, fixed deposit, bank balance is hereby settled on a discretionary trust. Name X family discretionary trust. Beneficiary, here is the text one. Beneficiary can be son's HUF, agar hai ya nahi hai, future. If son is unmarried, his future HUF. If son is unmarried, whenever he gets married, his wife. If son is married but he doesn't have children, whenever they get children. So future generation also is taken care of by this discretionary trust. So discretionary trust में सब family member, उनके wife, उनके future children, future wife, everything can be included. And then if there is an income out of 50 lakh, let's say 5 lakhs of rupees, trust would pay normal tax जो 5 lakh पे लगेगा, 2.5 lakh का exemption के बाद. Such specific and discretionary trusts are taxed as an individual status. So whatever benefits are available to individual will be available to this discretionary trust. And then trustees may give एक बेनिफिशियरी को 5 लाख में से 4 लाख दे दिया, या बोला नहीं सब बेनिफिशियरीज अच्छे कमा रहे हैं, सबका रिटर्न अच्छा है, वी डोंट डिस्ट्रीब्यूट एनीथिंग, वी एक्यूमुलेट. 2 साल 3 साल एक्यूमुलेट कर दिया, बेटी की शादी है, चलो 15 लाख रुपया 20 लाख रुपया उसमें से दे दिया. So this kind of tax planning is possible by way of trust. So it is very important, as I mentioned in the beginning, don't wait for your client to come to you when it is too late. A son would come after his death of the father. My father died, he was 75 years age, but will nahi banaya. It's your mistake. You should know that his father is above 65, above 75. Advise him to make will. You charge fees for trust, for making a will. Advise him to make a discretionary trust in the will. Charge special price for that. And If your client does not have a Hindu-led family status, though it is a family, advise them to create an HUF entity, funds, and income. So by this, you are in a position to develop your practice, have advisory, have consultancy, generate more income. You'll have one more tax return file for which you get audit, for which you will also get audit. So you'll increase your income tax fee, you will get your audit fee, and you will also get the advisory fee. So this is very important. And I would suggest, yes, as a chartered accountant, do proactive role and give consultancy and advices to your clients, by which you will be in a position to help your client generate more income in their hands and in turn generate more professional income in your hands. So with this, I'm trying to conclude 5 minutes before 8 o'clock. If there are questions, I'll be very happy to answer the same. Over to you, Mr. Joshi.
Thank you, sir. And yes, sir, there are a number of questions are there, sir. So
yeah, please go ahead and ask me some.
So member and co-partner can also give gift to HUF?
Yes. Gift can be given by any member to the Hindu Undivided family. As I told you, if father gives, there will be clubbing of income, section 64. So other than that, the member can certainly give the gift to the HUF.
Can the initial gift be given to HUF by father-in-law instead of father?
Oh yes. As I told you, any relative or outsider also, even a friend can give the gift. वो आप कैश पैसा देके चेक लेने का वो मत करना प्लानिंग, but genuine gift can be received from outsider also.
Sir, can we sold goods of mother and transfer that sum to my HUF?
Sorry?
Can I sold goods, gold of mother and transfer that sum to my HUF?
No, no, no. Be very clear. Hindu Undivided family means father, father's father, and great grandfather. मदर के पास जो आता है वो उसका स्त्रीधन है. स्त्रीधन कभी HUF की प्रॉपर्टी नहीं बनती है. वो जो स्त्री चाहेगी उसी पे वो जाएगी. तो स्त्री ने अगर विल बनाया है तो विल के हिसाब से जाएगी. वो स्त्री ने अगर विल नहीं बनाया है तो हिंदू सक्सेशन एक्ट सेक्शन 15 और 16 टेबल के मुताबिक जाएगी. और ड्यूरिंग द लाइफ टाइम अगर वो देना चाहती है तो वो कभी भी HUF में गिफ्ट के सिवाय और कई तरीके से नहीं दे सकती.
Sir, can HUF gift to daughter or daughter-in-law?
There is a very interesting question. See, section 56 says that gift given by a relative to a relative by an individual is exempt. So if I give gifts to my son, if I give gifts to my son's wife, if I give gift to my brother, my sister, it is exempt because it is a relative of an individual. HUF cannot have relatives. There is a Rajkot bench decision where Rajkot bench tribunal said that ultimately HUF is conglomeration of person. HUF में ultimate है क्या? Husband, wife, son और daughter. Husband, wife, son, daughter gift दे सकते हैं. तो ये चारों मिलके HUF का भी गिफ्ट क्यों नहीं दे सकते हैं? तो एक डिसीजन उन्होंने दे दिया कि नो HUF can give gift to any family member. But then Ahmedabad decision, tribunal gave a decision referring to Rajkot that this is a wrong view, incorrect decision, and Ahmedabad tribunal said that no, HUF cannot give gift as HUF cannot have relative. And in my view, that is a correct decision. So don't try to give gift by HUF. HUF can only give by section 10, subsection 2.
Sir, can husband and wife, only husband and wife form an HUF?
As I told you, husband and wife can form an HUF if it comes from ancestral. ऊपर से आता है, then husband and wife is sufficient. Side से आता है, my personal view is very clear. You must have one more co-partner. So husband and wife must have either daughter or son if you are getting horizontal.
So I think so questions are over.
Yes, thank you, sir. Excellent deliberation. And here I would say our members can develop specifically expertise related to consultancy and advisory related to HUF, wheel, trust, specifically in reference of tax planning purpose also, and for drafting also. So excellent deliberation, sir. In very short span of time, you have covered entire things related to taxations and related to also executions related that provisions. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure. I must compliment you, Kamisha, and Indore branch for a fantastic gathering of 6,500 plus members. It's really kudos to you. And I would say more credit in a big way. And you are really trying to demonstrate that, yes, you still have thrust to learn. You are still keen to gain knowledge, each in turn would make a perfect chartered accountant. I wish each participant all the best in their pursuit of professional excellence. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir. And
Thank
for presenting formal vote of thanks, my request to Indore branch secretary Ankush ji. Over to you, Ankush ji.
I would like to express my sincere thanks to past President ICAI, Sunil Talati sir, for sharing your experience and knowledge with the audience. And also, I am thankful to our Central Council member, CA Kemisha Soni ma'am, and all the participants who make this event historical, and all the members who have joined us from the different forum. And thank you so much once again for being there. And tomorrow we have the session from 4 p.m. onwards. So thank you so much once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.